Alright guys, what is up and welcome back to the Interstate 69 Motorsports YouTube channel. As you can tell by the title, today we're going to be looking at the 2024 Polaris XPEDITION. Let's hop into it. Alright guys, when we jump into the 2024 lineup from Polaris, this is going to be the XPEDITION model, of course, as you guys could tell by the title, and also this huge, beautiful machine we got behind us. When you're looking at the XPEDITIONs, there will be two models. You will have your XPEDITION XP, and then you have your XPEDITION ADV. And both of these are part of Polaris's adventure lineup. Jumping in, just kind of go with a brief overview of the XPEDITION. These machines are suited towards long weekends in the backwoods or traveling, hunting, anything like that. These bad boys come with over 200 miles of fuel capacity, which is pretty cool. It'd be cool to watch a lot of people test that out. The ADV models are a little bit different than the XPs, basically because they come with this camper shell, and it does not have a dump bed, but the camper shell does have a flip-up rear glass and lock and ride rear glass panels, which is pretty cool. So you'll be able to remove those on the fly. But other than that, guys, let's go ahead and dive into all the features this thing has to offer. So diving right on into this model, we're going to look at the wheels and tires that this machine comes with, just because it's a little bit different than the Rangers and Generals, as you guys are used to. So this machine does come stock with 30-inch crawler XPs from Polaris. So these are Pro Armor tire. And then we also have 5-lug wheels. So that's a little bit different with the 5-lug pattern. You're normally used to the 4x156 through Polaris. This machine comes with Fox Performance Series shocks that give you 20 inches of usable travel. All the Ultimate models are going to be coming with pre-installed 4,500-pound Polaris winches. And if you guys order from Interstate 69 Motorsports, you get this cool little winch tag that goes with it. Guys, I'm going to go ahead and jump up here. I know this is something a lot of you guys would be interested in to see how you're actually able to access the under the hood panel. So there's two little push tabs. Your grill piece will come out. We're going to set that right there. And then there is a strap here on the side, and they're fresh. They're brand new, guys, so they're a little stiff. But then your hood's going to be able to pick up like that and kind of pivot on the hinges, and you guys can access anything, whether it be your washer fluid. This is the filter for the HVAC system, and then this is your AM/FM antenna. And if you guys can see, we've got 6 pulse bar slots and also access to the battery right there as well for accessories. So seeing all that, let's dive on into the cab because there's a lot to explore in there. So something I really want to touch on, just sitting in the Polaris XPEDITION, the seats are super comfortable. They have a good amount of bolstering on the sides, so I feel comfortable and feel held in and secured by the seats. The steering wheel, which is something really cool, is not only is it a tilt wheel like we're used to, it actually is like a car and will actually telescope. So that's a really cool feature that Polaris has thought of to give more comfort, since you will be in this machine longer periods of time, being that's what this machine is meant for. You do still have your tip-out windshield. And another note before I tip the windshield out is that you sit a lot further away from the windshield. You actually have a true dash, kind of a larger dash. So you don't feel like you're right up against the windshields like you do in the Rangers. But guys, you still got your tip-out windshield like that with a wiper and reservoir already mounted in the machine for the Ultimate models. So you don't have to worry about installing that. Something I want to talk about with the climate control, like I've already kind of touched on, is just kind of the zone control machine has. So not only do you have just where in the Rangers, where when you turn your air on, it kind of comes out all the vents, you actually are able to pick whether it comes out on the floor, defrost, or in your face. And guys, I have to say, just turning this machine on, the fan seems like it blows a lot more air, so I think the cooling is going to be a little bit better on these than the Rangers. And this model does come with a ride command, so it's a 7-inch display, and you have a JBL audio system that is linked with your ride command that you can hook your phone up to. You also have AM/FM radio as well, and an aux cord or aux input. So the vents are very similarly modeled after what seems to be a Ford pickup, so they're very similar to that, which I thought was kind of funny and kind of cool. The gauge is very similar to what's in the new Razors, the 24 model Razors. If you guys haven't seen our video on that, go ahead and click the link up above. And then you also have your glove box here. So this is where your aux cord for your input to update your ride command is, as well as your owner's manual. close that up. It's a real nice crisp lock. You're not going to have to worry about it flopping open. There's storage all over this thing. You have some storage down here down low. You have a storage compartment right here that actually goes pretty far back. You have one right here behind the seat. And guys, one of my favorite features, if you guys see, I'm going to take the key off, and you come with 2 keys. So Polaris actually went ahead and put in a locking glove box. So if you guys can see, I've got the glove box open. And while we've got it open, we want to take a look and see that you have a 12-volt cigarette lighter, and you also have 2 USB ports right there. We're going to close that, and guys, we're going to take and lock our glove box like that. And now you guys can see the glove box is fully secure. If you are going on these long trips and plan on leaving the machine unattended for just a little bit of time, this is great to kind of put some valuables up and keep people from getting into things. Jumping to the shifter, so this is very similar again to the 24 model RZRs in the fact that you have a very crisp gear shift, so there's no more wandering or looking for gears, kind of how you seem to do in previous models. So it's very crisp. We'll put that back in the park. So another thing that's different from a lot of these Northstar models that we've seen on the Rangers is that the window switches are actually right here in your center console. We'll get a little bit of close up at that. So these are typical pull switches, kind of pull back and pull down or push down. And then a lot of your controls seem to be center mounted instead of having switches on the sides in previous models. So you do still have your electronic throttle control. You have comfort, standard, and sport. So basically what that does is increase your sensitivity for your electronic throttle. Then you also have turf mode. You have 2-wheel drive and you have 4-wheel drive switch right here. You have your winch controls. And then down low right here with all your other accessory rocker switch locations, you have your wiper that you can use as well. So not only do you have your zone control in your thermostat or in your housing here, you also have your AC and heat. You have a button now instead of a toggle switch to turn the AC actually on. And then you have your fan controller here that controls the speed of the fan. One thing that's really cool, I'm going to put the key in and just click it to accessory. So you get some really cool kind of ambiance lighting or ambient lighting throughout the cab. You have one right here in the center, and then you have one right here at both floorboard locations. And other than that, guys, that's really all I can think of to kind of point out and show that's different on the interior of the ADV models. Let's go ahead and jump to the back and check out this cargo space. All right, moving around to the rear of the vehicle, we can see this machine is equipped with arched lower A-arms. So this is not as significant of an arch as you may see on Highlifter models or backcountry models, but nonetheless, guys, this does help with ground clearance. This machine does have the arched arms in the front as well. So if we look up here, we can see that we've got a glass back panel that comes factory on the Ultimate models as well. So this tab right here is actually made for a accessory wiper if you guys wanted to put a wiper on the rear. So we're going to go ahead and turn our locks here, which match the key to the machine that also matches the key to the doors and glove box. So we're going to kind of slide our fingers under here and lift it up. And you guys see it's got gas cylinder assist on that. We're going to drop our tailgate. And guys, this is a lot of room. So this is probably about as much room, if not more room, I think, than you actually get in a Ranger bed, being that the ADV actually allows the bed to go all the way to the front of the cab. So that's a pretty cool feature. It does come with a rubber mat that can be removed. You can still access your tie downs with this rubber mat in, so it actually helps keep your cargo from sliding around. And if you guys see right here, you got some silver rails on both sides. That is Polaris' new lock and ride rail system. So with the rail system, it has notches in both the sides and the top, allowing for a plethora of different accessories from Polaris. You guys can see they have bed extenders, they have spare tire carriers, they have pretty much anything you guys could be looking for your trips or be able to haul your cargo or anything like that. So they've really thought of everything. Like I said before, guys, they've got the lock and ride rear panels here so you can pull these panels out if you just needed to. But other than that, guys, this machine is super well equipped. You get 200 miles radius on a full tank. So I think that's super awesome. You've got some built-in cup holders here, so if you want to get to your final destination to sit down and enjoy a cold beverage, you guys are more than welcome to. But other than that, guys, I think we've got just a couple more things we want to show you about this machine. All right, guys, so something else that I think a lot of people either do think about or don't is the exhaust cooling on machines like this. So this machine is nothing short of it. It has plenty of exhaust shields. It has a large shield right here under the bed So mainly the big thing with exhaust shields and machines that are North Stars or have HVAC is that you try to eliminate as much heat getting into the cab as possible to try and keep those cooling temperatures or the internal temperature of the machine down. And then guys, we're going to hop into the meat and potatoes of our drivetrain here. So we've got a fully isolated transaxle or rear diff, as you guys would like to call it. And then we also have a 114 horse ProStar Gen 2 engine. If you guys notice, it's the same engine they're going to be putting in the 2024 Razors. So that's something pretty cool. This machine is not going to be lacking on power at all. Guys, I actually drove this machine a little bit earlier, and the belt engagement is super smooth. I'm not completely sure if they did any clutching or adjustments on the clutching. Being this is a new machine, I'm assuming that it's all kind of modeled after the Generals or the Razors. But guys, the clutching is very smooth. So not only just from takeoff to just kind of gently go, or if you're going down and give the machine a little bit more acceleration, it still seems to have quite a bit of pickup even with these 30s on it. And so guys, this machine obviously is going to be a little bit heavier, but it still definitely can move out of its own way and is more than powerful enough to handle whatever you throw at it. All right, so if you guys are like me, I think of things from a serviceability standpoint because I am somebody who works on my own machine from time to time. So I kind of checked this thing out, and I was looking all over for the coolant reservoir. I thought for sure that it would be under the hood, and then I looked under the machine here, and I could not find it. So Polaris kind of played a little joke on us, and they hid it. So if you pull your bed panel off right here, this is actually your coolant reservoir. And so the other panel pulls off like this as well. But there's not anything behind that panel. But guys, come on inside this machine real quick. I'm going to set this inside. We're going to hop into some more features that I think you guys will enjoy. So if you guys could come close here. So there's actually a step right here. So it took me a second to kind of figure out why that was there because it just didn't make sense in my mind why there's a texture spot here. But then it got me thinking, this machine has a fully flat roof. And so guys, if I can easily pull myself up like this, standing on the step, and access anything that I have up here. So the big thing with that, or the big advantage of having your step right there, is that any racks or roof-mounted accessories like overland tents or anything like that you guys may be throwing on these bad boys, you can easily access with a step right here. And that's just something that Polaris has really put a lot of thought, and not only in the accessory part or point of view, but also in the consumer. So let's hop on to the front. I think I got something that all you guys that keep your machines in the shop might enjoy. All right, fellas, so I know you guys may be thinking I'm going to point out this bumper and the tie downs that are associated with it, but I'm not. So one thing I thought was really cool is that there is actually a battery tender. All right, guys, so you see, like, give me a little trouble. So this thing, you know, it's fresh off the truck. But your battery tender port here. So if you buy any battery tender, you can take the positive negative leads off and plug directly into this port. And so that's real big for maintenance upkeep because a lot of these machines will come with maintenance batteries. So they have to kind of be kept on a charge if you don't drive the machine. So if you guys aren't planning on a big trip or the machine is going to sit for several months, it would be wise to get a tender and hook in here. But it's super awesome that it's so accessible to where you don't have to remove any panels. You don't have to run a wire inside the cab or anything like that. You can quite literally just pull this machine in your shop or garage or wherever you may be keeping it, or just outside. You can run an extension cord, hook your tender up, and able to plug the machine in. Simple like that. So that's just another way Polaris has really thought of the consumer. If you guys noticed anything or thought of anything else feature-wise that we missed, leave it down in the comments below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe. We'll catch you all on the next one. That if you take and slide your front panels, we'll redo that.
Ford Expedition.
Wait a minute. Polaris.